Welcome to Bliss. Glad you found it. This is Avneet Kaur, a learner, a seeker, a believer, a psychologist, a life coach, and on a mission. Over a decade of motivational talks, workshops, trainings, experiences with over 1 lakh people. But this is our first YouTube video. Can you believe it? But hopefully we'll be making a lot more if you continue watching us. But as I begin to speak, my mind constantly wanders to what's happening. Where is the world headed? By the way, did you check the newspaper today and yesterday and the day before and the last week's paper? Not a day that goes without news of violence, hate, brutality, animosity, vengeance. France, Florida, Japan, Turkey, Syria, Kashmir, Dhaka. Not a place left where humans are not killing humanity. The world seems to be burning. The world actually is burning. Just look at closely. Look at the outer sphere, the climate, the environment, depleting. More floods, more rains, more droughts. We, in fact, are the only species that has been able to endanger our own habitat. Let's go to the next level. Systematic warfare across national and international boundaries. People engulfing lands. People killing our own race. We're against our own human mankind. Come closer into our cities, our towns. Hate crimes, violence against women, child abuse. Who's safe? Who's left from this brutality? Maybe my family is safe. Is it? Really? No. The basic building block of our society, the basic fabric, which is the marital relationship, the couple bond, that's breaking apart at an ever alarming rate. In fact, if we zoom in a little further, we individuals, we are not spared as well. Depression is the biggest epidemic of the 21st century, ready to engulf the whole human race. It just seems that the world is crumbling, the globe is burning, and humanity is suffering. I witness this each day of my life. I'm mindful, I'm aware that the world is breaking apart, but I am alive. My hope is still alive. Is it because I have numbed myself to the pain and the suffering? Is it because I have almost become oblivious to what's going on? Or maybe it's because of my deeper faith. Maybe it's because of my strong belief in the divinity. Belief that reminds me that all of this is not just happening randomly. All of this cannot be an accident. Divine is indicating towards a very deep purpose. All of this happening, all this suffering is taking us towards the deep purpose. By the way, do you remember going in broad daylight? Did you notice the stars there? No, you didn't, because it takes a deep, dark night to see the twinkling stars. It takes dark times like these to be able to understand what's happening more clearly. When we look at reality today, we understand that the humankind is suffering because the soul is in pain. The soul is shattered. We are disconnected because spirituality is suffering. When we went out in these suffering times, hope got triggered by divinity. What emerged was bliss. Bliss envisions to heal the world, one soul at a time, put out the burning fire. Our driving lesson comes from the philosophy of the writings of this monk. When I was a young man, I wanted to change the world. I found it was difficult to change the world, so I tried to change my nation. When I found I couldn't change my nation, I began to focus on my town. I couldn't change my town, and as an old man, I tried to change my family. Now, as an old man, I realized the only thing I can change is myself. And suddenly I realized that if long ago I had changed myself, I could have had an impact on my family. My family and I could have had impact on our town. Their impact could have changed the nation, and I could indeed have changed the world. Bliss hopes to bring together those few who are aware, who are sensitive, who are caring, because they are the ones who matter. They're the ones who feel the pain of the world. They see the suffering and they want to heal themselves and heal the world. Bliss stands on 3 pillars of healing. Just like the tripod stand makes this camera stable, these pillars of healing will make our lives and world a stable place. These 3 pillars are effort, service, and prayer. Law of inertia suggests that change needs a lot of effort. Like Michelangelo, one of the finest sculptors the world ever saw, once said, "I saw an angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." We also have the great divine within each one of us, the soul that is pure, the soul that is perfect. There's greatness in each one of us, but it will take a lot of effort, honest, sincere, consistent effort to be able to shed away the dust that has been accumulated for all this while and to be able to carve the masterpiece out of it. To heal the world, we will need to make these efforts to change our mindsets, beliefs, thoughts, perspectives, unlearn what we learned earlier, and to develop new behaviors, new skills. Bliss is trying to bring together people to develop this effort to change our lives and change the world. We will heal the world with the effort we put in. When we make this effort, we are establishing this relationship with our own self. The second pillar extends this relationship to the world, to people all around us. This pillar suggests that we need to love, we need to serve if we have to heal the world around us. We were naturally born to love. We were programmed and conditioned to extend the divine's unconditional love to people all around us. Service suggests that we sow these random acts of kindness wherever we go, in every interaction we have with the world around us. I came across a beautiful story last week. A young boy, 6-year-old, takes along his youngest sister and goes to the market. At one of the shops, the sister stops and glances inside the window, looking at a beautiful doll. He carries his sister inside the shop and asks the shopkeeper to show that doll to his sister. She is filled up with amazement. She's filled up with love for this doll. The elder brother, out of his responsibility, wants to buy this doll for his young sister. He asks the shopkeeper, "How much is this doll for? It must be really expensive." And the shopkeeper says, "No, not at all." "How much is it for?" he asks. And the shopkeeper says, "How much do you have?" That's the time when he pulls out all the shells that he had collected in the last few weeks, pulls them out from his pocket and lays them down in front of the shopkeeper. When the shopkeeper looks at all these shells, he says, "Oh, that's too many, don't need as many." He counts 4 shells and keeps them and returns the rest. The boy hands over this doll to his sister and shows his love, extends his love to his baby sister and walks out. The servant at the shop is astonished and he asks the shopkeeper, "Why did you sell this doll for such a low price, for nothing?" And that's when the shopkeeper tells him that today this boy doesn't realize the value of money, how expensive this doll was. But he gave all that he had for this doll. But tomorrow, many, many years later, when he realizes the value, the price of this doll, when he realizes how expensive this was, that's when he'll be reminded of that act of kindness. That's when his belief, his faith in humanity will be restored. That's when he will believe in the goodness of the world. The second pillar, service. Let us continue to serve each one with our love, with our affection, and bring back the trust in the world. Moving forward, the third most critical pillar of healing, power of prayer. Prayer is a way to connect with that ultimate power, with the divine power. You know, we worry about our lives, our future, our children, our families, our businesses, our finances. But worrying is the best way to pray for the worst outcome. I know we may just be an iota, we may just be a speck of sand on the beach, but when we connect with that divine, when we give our life in the hands of that divine, we have the power, we have the capacity to make unbelievable a reality. When we choose to listen, when we choose to take that guidance, when we choose to move under the shelter of the divine, we will be blessed with the power to walk on the right path, on the righteous path, and be able to carve the best reality for ourselves. There's another beautiful story I came across. You might have heard this one before. There was a land which was drought hit. There had been no rainfall. The farmers were devastated. The crops were dying. And they were almost ready to give up when one of the farmers wakes up one day and brings all his family together and wants to pray. The family together sit down, pray for rains, pray for their life, pray for a better world. And after they finish the prayer, the father, the farmer, is ready to move out of the house. And that's when his young daughter stops him and asks, "Dad, where's your umbrella?" That's the moment when he realizes it's good to pray. It's better to believe that the prayers will come true. But what's critical is to act as if the prayers are being answered. So if we want to heal our life, let's start believing in the power of prayer. So to heal the world, heal our lives, the three pillars of healing: effort, service, and prayer. To be a part of Bliss, to continue spreading this wave of healing the world, let us not forget these three pillars, and keep watching our channel, keep watching our videos, and also the links that are given below. Find out more about us over there. Have a blissful day, and don't forget to pray.